Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This video will be about the Firebrand, support Firebrand build for World vs World of course, and I will be commenting a previous video of mine and so you can understand what skills I press and why, and also I can point out the mistakes I do in these fights, and I also understand much things from the footage I view with you. So let's get into it. This is a previous video of mine. I posted it like 1 month ago. I will leave the link in the description. And let's start. I put the speed of the video to half, so we can see properly which skills I press. So first I press stand your ground. Here the commander called to push probably. And yeah, it is going. Then here I use the Purging Flames. It's not a meta skill on the Firebrand, but I was playing this, I don't know why, maybe I needed more cleanses or I don't know, but still I used it on the commander. If you saw, I used on the commander since it has a cast time, and I use it while walking, and we are about to go there, so I cast it there directly there. Yeah, I cast it a bit in front of the commander actually. Then line of warding to CC the enemies. Then I cast Empower, but I cancel it. I opened the Tome F3 because I saw the stability was running out from the stand your ground. Actually it was stripped, so I go on the F3, which has the skill 5, which gives stability and aegis also. But first I pressed the skill 3 because it allows to open a dome which reflects the projectiles, and is a very strong skill, especially in these choke points where you will reflect basically every ranged damage, like revenants out attacks or warriors out attacks from the bows, which is not huge, but still you will reflect everything and protect your party. Then I press the skill 4, which is a huge AoE, pulsing resistance to your allies. So if your allies have any non-damaging conditions on them, it will be ignored. They will be ignored by the resistance, and it's a huge AoE. And I decided to cast it now because we are stopping here. The commander, I think he called to do a ranged spike, meaning we have just to tank there and use our ranged skill. And as a Firebrand, your goal is to support your allies doing the damage, basically, of course. And you have to keep them alive, give them aegis, stability, resistance, and everything you can. It's the most important class of World vs World, the Firebrand, and maybe also the hardest, because a misclick of your stability means your party will not have stability on the next fight, maybe, and so it will be like meaningless to fight without stability. So let's keep going. Now I press the skill 5, which gives stability and aegis. It's a huge skill actually, maybe most of the time it's overlooked, and also it gives some bonus toughness, like 300 if I remember correctly, and 300 toughness which can't be stripped because it's not a boon, it's like a unique boon like the banners and so on. And so let's keep going. Then I cast the skill 2 for heals, skill 3 to damage, Empower. Here I should have used Empower first because it has a channeling time, and here I was left behind a bit. The fight was going to be won, but still I should have probably used Empower before the skill 2 and the skill 3, since I cannot run while doing Empower. Here I'm a bit behind. I hope it goes well, I don't remember it, but I think we win here. Then I keep in mind to always check this icon here, which is stability. If your party or yourself don't have stability, you gotta reapply almost all the time. You should keep in mind that stability is the boon you want to have on your allies and on yourself. Otherwise, like you walk here, you get a random line of warding from the enemy, you are stuck there, your party goes in front without you, and maybe they die because they don't have you helping them. Or maybe they win still, but still. So keep in mind to always view your party as a grid. There is the option view as a grid, and you must view like this, and you check the stability icon. I have it, my thief has it, my scrapper has it, my soul beast has it, and the other firebrand has it. So I keep going. I used another stability here, the elite mantra. Now I see many downed. Probably the commander says to finish the enemies, and so I swap to the F1 tome, which is only used basically to hit the enemies and to be sure to tag any enemies around, and so you can get the loot. Here the fight is over. Yes, I just auto attack from the tome. So let's see another fight from the start. On the previous one I had some cooldowns. Okay, here we see the enemy blob approaching, and I decide, of course, to give the pre-stability. It's called the pre-stability because it is not the stand your ground, which is the big stability. So pre-stability is done because when you are ranged from the enemies, you will try to cast any ranged skill on them, like not you, Firebrand, but your party, like the Revenants will do skill 3, skill 2, the Berserkers will do the skill DF1 from the longbow, the Firebrand, the Dragon Hunters will be doing their longbow stuff, and the Cage, the skill 2, skill 4, and so on. And if they don't have stability or aegis, they might die. So I recommend you to always use or a charge of your mantra from the range, or maybe also two stacks, because it's just a stack of stability. And then you can use, I recommend this one, the skill 5 from the tome F3. And before the Firebrand changes, the tomes were tied to one use per like 70 seconds, or I don't remember the cooldown of the tome. But here now we can open our tomes whenever we want, so I recommend you always opening the F3 from the ranged. And even if you close it after one skill, you can reopen it. Skill 5 of the tome F3, I give aegis to my party, aegis, and stability to everyone. So my party now can tank a bit when we go ranged. Then I press the skill 3, which is the dome to reflect. You see already damage ticking there from the reflect. Then the enemies are coming on us, and I press the skill 4 for the pulsing resistance. So any immobilize and chill and cripple, which are the main CCs we want to avoid, except the stuns of course, but they are not conditions. We will ignore them with the resistance. Then I cast Hallowed Ground on the AoE where we are walking. You see this? We are about to go there, and we are ready to clash on them here. And I cast the Hallowed Ground, so I will make sure my party has a pulsing stability on them. Okay, now we are here. I pressed also, maybe I shouldn't have, the elite skill, one mantra. Then I press the skill 3 here, which is a symbol, and my symbols will heal, since this build has the healing symbols. Skill 2, which blasts, and if you blast a light field, which is my skill 3, I will remove a condition AoE, which is nice. It is a Condi Cleanse AoE. Then we stop here. I go Empower to heal. Not the best spot to cast Empower actually, but the enemy didn't do the best damage. Then here I was corrupted, and I immediately stand your ground, mostly for myself, but my party will benefit from this. Then I use my healing skill, not really useful actually, maybe I should have kept it. Then I use the Purging Flame only to hit, but also the commander was going there, so I missed it by a bit. Okay, I'm here, and here the pulsing, the cleansing from the flames will cleanse us. Then the skill 4 from the shield, which is an AoE damage and the AoE aegis in front of me. Then the skill 2 from the mace, which is a pulsing resistance skill. Then the skill 3 from the mace, which is another AoE aegis. Then here I'm CC'd and I decided to use the final skill of my mantras. Even if it goes in a long cooldown, I see I am very far from the commander, and if I get stunned here, I cannot reach him, so I decided to immediately stun break and reach him, so I can help. By this time, the skill on my F3 are almost all up. I press the skill 3, since the most of the Zerg is here, of the enemy Zerg, and so they are free casting on us, and I can reflect. Then I close the tome F3 because the skill 5 is not ready, and also we still have stability, so I don't need to reapply it for now. Now skill 2 for some extra heals on the tails. I am in front, the tail will catch up from here, and they will go on my resistance field here, and they will get some heal. Now I cast a line of warning on the stairs so they can't go up, hopefully. Empower to heal the tail, of course, but the fight is won. Then the F1 to clear the enemies. And here we just kill them, it's over, the fight is over. Let's see the next fight. Okay, this is a more tricky one. Line of warding, empower. I'm probably keeping every good skill for when the enemies will come down or when we go up. So here just go the priest stability from the elite mantra or the F3 from the tome. I cast some damage skill on them so I can tag them and also remove their aegis and so on. Let's see what happened here. Now here you see we don't have stability, but it is a safe spot because the enemy is back behind the stairs, like they can't hit us and we can't hit them. So it's a waste to use stability. If I used my stability now, the stability will just tick down, and when we need it, when we go up or they come down, we don't have stability. We will not have stability if I use it now. So I will just decide to use my stability or aegis or any other boons for when we go on the fight actually. Here, from here we just don't fight. It's like they are on somewhere else on the map. It's useless now. So we decide to take the veil and go up, and I immediately cast my mantra, elite mantra. Please note that the elite mantra, the first 2 stacks have low cooldowns, and the third stack has a very huge cooldown. So always only use the 2 first stacks unless you are like in super need. But still, if you are sure the fight will be won, you can use the third stack. Otherwise I wouldn't recommend it because it has like 60 seconds cooldowns and you have to rechannel the mantra. So I wouldn't recommend it. Here I see I'm casting the skill 3. Of course this is a choke point, like the damage can come only from this side. So if I put a reflect here, I will mitigate most of the damage, all the projectiles actually. Okay, here we have the reflect. Then skill 4, because here we are tanking a lot of damage, and I need to remove the conditions from my allies with the resistance. Resistance will not remove the conditions, but still it will ignore them. So no ally will be immobilized or chilled or feared or anything else there. Then I press the skill 5, which is another stability. I get interrupted. I use my healing skill to heal the tail here, which was behind. Then skill 5, maybe a bit wasted since we are not fighting now. It's not always easy to understand when the commander will go or when the enemy will come, so try to always keep in mind what will happen next, even if it's not that easy. Here, line of warning. We go on. I cast the purging flames on the enemies, and just to tag them basically, but I should have used another skill instead of the purging flames. Then we are here. I make sure everyone has stability in my party, and we do. Skill 2 from the staff, they jump down. Skill 2 from the mace, a bit wasted but it's okay. hallowed ground on here, you see, because we are going on there and the fight is about to happen there. Like you can predict the fight will be there. Like you can stop there. Okay, here we are about to go there. The enemy is there, he's flanking on us and we are going directly on them, straight on them, and the fight is about to happen. Hallowed ground, so my whole party will have stability pulsing from the hallowed ground. So if it also gets removed by a corruption from the enemy scourge, it will pulse the next second. So it's a very safe spot above the hallowed ground. Then skill 4, because the enemy is about to die. Like you see how many down, and so the fight is over here. I want to see if I have another clip. I noticed that I almost never used my skill F2. Okay, here this is a good fight. A hard fight we were losing. Okay, let's start from here. Purging flames, okay. Hallowed ground. On this spot. Now we chase the enemies. We go on them. I try to empower. I should dodge down now. Okay. Healing skill on my party, on my group actually, on the whole Zerg. Here I'm about to die, so I panic and I press basically all my skills. Actually, I kept my elite skill. Okay, I use the skill 5, which is off from the shield, which is a projectile mitigation, and also it will heal my allies when I stop it. Skill 4 for extra aegis. Here the situation looks kinda bad, but the commander still keeps going. Now I use my skill F2, which is the healing tome, which I didn't use on the previous clips I showed it to you, but still it's a huge heals for your party, and I almost never use it actually, but I still think it's you must use it. I prefer the skill F3, the tome F3, but it's not like one or the other. You should use both of them, and I understand that my F2 usage is a bit low, but I still need to use it. Even if the Firebrand is not the main healer is the secondary support, like the Scrapper, the Druid, and the Tempest, but still you should heal your party if needed. And also you have Condi cleanses on the skill 2 and the skill 5, and the skill 4 of the F2 is a water field, which you can blast. So keep in mind that you should always use also your F2 tome, which also has the auto attack is a huge cone in front of you, which will heal your allies. Skill 5, which removes conditions and converts them into boons. Then I stand your ground, I swap back to staff. F3 again, I cast the dome to reflect them. Here we are just kiting back, because the situation is actually hard. They are many compared to us, they are many. Here some aegis. Here it's very hard to keep the pace of the enemies, because they are just running over us. I press the elite skill from extra stability. Another aegis from my skill 4. Skill 5 for extra heals. Now the healing skill for the guys stuck in front of me. Okay, this was a nice healing skill actually. Skill 2 from the mace from extra heals. Skill 3 here, I don't know how our DPS classes made some miracle. See how many downed we have on them. So the fight seems to be won. I cast Empower, stand your ground, because we needed stability. Now the skill 4. And we just clear the enemies here. They are done. Thank you for the video. I hope you understood what I wanted to teach here and to understand, since I also understood my mistakes on this video. Always use the F2 and the F3. The F1 is only for the skill 3, which is a pull, and is nice to CC if you have nothing left, or if you are trying to pull enemies and remove a stack of stability from them. And also for clearing the skill F1, the F1 tome is used to clear the enemies, and also the skill 4 is a huge AoE pulsing damage, which will remove the enemy aegis, so the good skills will give their hit, like from your revenants, and so on. And always keep in mind that you must watch this icon here, stability. It must be on all your party and on yourself all the time, or almost all the time at least. So you have to keep your cooldowns played well. You must play them with a nice timing. You can't waste a stand your ground on the first panic you get. You always try to remain calm and use the proper skills when needed. And see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.